All right, so now we are going to talk about what we just read in Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late. So this book is a perfect example of a scene where there are two characters and each has a very specific objective or thing that they want. And they are both trying out different tactics in order to get what they want. The pigeon especially shows a lot of different ways to try to get what he wants from the reader. So what does the pigeon want? That's right, he wants to get the reader to let him to stay up late. From now on, we're going to refer to the reader as the babysitter. So now we have two characters. We have the babysitter and we have the pigeon, right? And these are the two people that are going to be in the scene. Now, in the story that I read, I really only just gave the babysitter the line no. But there is opportunity there to give the babysitter much more. So instead of just saying no, then we can introduce tactics. Now in improv, you have to make this up, okay? So the book gave you the lines that the pigeon said, right? But it didn't really give you the lines that the reader could say. So an example of how the babysitter can add lines into this, right here. Come on, what's 5 minutes in the grand scheme of things? No, pigeon. And then the pigeon yawns. And then the babysitter could add their line in. Look, you just yawned. That means you're tired. What? What? I'm not tired. Yes, you are. You're totally tired. You know, we never get to talk anymore. So that's the pigeon changing gears. So that's how the babysitter can add lines, right? And I don't want you to use the same lines that the pigeon uses in this book. I want you to make up your own. First of all, let's define tactics. And tactics are how the character gets what they want from the other character in the scene. So objective is what they want, and tactics are how the character gets what they want from the other person in the scene. Tactics are verbs. They always come in the infinitive to be form. It's not just guilt, it's not just befriend, it's to guilt or to befriend. Good tactics go through the other person. They're not just action verbs. So I have a little chart here on the lesson for you. Good tactics are things like this: to praise, to intimidate, to belittle, to befriend, to scare, to surprise, to flatter, to threaten, to flirt, to bribe, to beg, to bleed, to annoy, to disgust, to distract, to anger, to guilt, to pacify, or to calm. All right, verbs that are not tactics are like this: to jump, to swim, to love, to think, to sit, to fly. Those are not tactics. So, tip: good tactics do something to the other character. And a good thing to ask yourself is, can it be put into this sentence? I blank you. I do this to you. So I can say, I beg you. I am threatening you. I'm bribing you. Examples that are not good. So, I sit you. Can I sit you? Does that mean anything? No. I can sit on you. And maybe doing that could be part of another tactic. So like, I sit on you because I'm trying to annoy you and I know you don't want to be touched, so I'm going to annoy you by sitting on you. Or I'm going to flirt with you by sitting on you. Or I'm going to disgust you. Oh, get off of me, you know? So you can use things like that in a tactic, but that is not the tactic. So examples that are not good are, I think you. I can't think you. I swim you. That does nothing to you. That's not even a thing, right? So hopefully that makes sense. The next thing that you're going to do in step 5 is you're going to perform Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late with your chosen tactics. So the best thing to do is choose 3 tactics that feel different from each other. So a good example of alternating the feelings of the tactics are choosing tactics that are like this: to scare. So I'm going to scare you with my tactic. To befriend. I'm going to befriend you. So I wasn't able to get what I wanted from you. by scaring you. So now I'm going to change gears and I'm going to befriend you. Oh, just kidding. I didn't mean that. I think you're the greatest person ever, right? Or that's not working either. They're not buying it. So then I'm going to start annoying them. Come on. You can do it. Let me stay up late. Come on. Okay. So to scare, to befriend, to annoy, they all feel very different from each other and will give the scene some dimension. So bad examples of 3 tactics to choose are like this: to scare, to intimidate, to threaten. To scare, to intimidate, to threaten. They all feel very similar. And if you're not getting what you want from your partner by scaring them, threatening and intimidating them is not really going to change anything or make them change their mind about how they're feeling about this right now, right? So use a tactic until it isn't getting you what you want. As long as that tactic is working for you, keep playing it, okay? So if I'm flattering, oh, you look so good today, and my partner is like buying into this, oh, thanks. I just did my hair like this, and will you let me stay up late? No, but thanks. So as long as it's getting you what you want, then keep using that tactic. As soon as it stops and you're like, okay, this isn't working, they're not going to give me what I want, then that's when you change tactics. So I'm flattering and flattering and flattering, and they're like, no, I really appreciate all the things you're saying, but I'm not going to let you stay up late, okay? Then it's like, oh, well, I have to change my tactic. So maybe I'll change it to, well, if you don't let me stay up late, then I'm going to eat your cookies. Like stuff like that. Does that make sense? So yeah, when one tactic you are using isn't getting what you want, that's the time to change tactics and try your next one. Now make sure the things that characters want from each other are realistic, something the other character can actually choose to give to the other character in the scene. And the last tip is, do not give the other person what they want right away. What if on the very first page the pigeon's like, can I stay up late? And we're like, sure, let's do it. Does that give us a good scene? Does that give us a book? No, it doesn't at all. The book is dead. The story is dead from the first line. So do not give the other character what they want right away. And now step 5 is perform your improv. Show me on Flipgrid. And you can do it either with a friend, a sibling, a parent, or if you're by yourself, you can do it with puppets. You can do it with finger puppets. If you're planning to do this with puppets instead of a live person, you have to answer these questions for both characters. Number 1, who is my character? Am I the pigeon or am I the babysitter? Number 2, what does he or she want from the other character? Each character has their own objective, what they want. The pigeon wants the babysitter to let him or her stay up late. The babysitter needs the pigeon to go to sleep. Number 3, what will he or she say to get what they want from the other person? Each character uses 3 tactics to get what they want. Examples of this would be to flatter, to threaten, to bribe could be one set. Another set could be to guilt, to distract, to beg. And the tip is make them feel different from each other for the audience. And number 4, say yes and. Note, in this scene, the babysitter should say more than no. They need to make up their own lines to get the pigeon to go to sleep. And as we go into our improvs, I even want the people who are pigeons, I want the pigeons to make up their own reasons. So the pigeons do not have to use what's in the book. So make it up as you go. Take what your partner gives you. Take it seriously. And keep going until at least one of you has obtained your objective and gotten what you want. If you have questions again about how to set up an improv, then go to lesson 1 and figure all of that stuff out. All right, good luck. I'm excited to see your improvs.